with El Divino. So yesterday, it was a little weird. We're watching the Oscars, I think everybody was, and all of a sudden, Will Smith, after a joke that Chris Rock told, went up, smacked Chris Rock. Now, the joke was about the movie G.I. Jane and the fact that Jada Pinkett has alopecia, which is a form of, I don't know if it's a disease, I think you would call it, or a genetic thing where you begin to lose your hair. So that's not a really cool joke on Chris Rock's part. I mean, I know he was trying to be funny, but that ain't cool. I mean, you don't fuck with people shit like that. And so Will Smith had every right, I think, to be pissed. But the other thing that has really kind of messed with us and what we're thinking about is that, the Oscars last year were like the lowest viewed ever in the history of the Oscars. And so what we know, and as people out there, you know that people are going to try to create some kind of chaos, some kind of scandal so that they can try to get more views. And this might be the thing that kind of launches that. There's a couple things that I was suspect with. The fact that he walked up and slapped him. Dude, if you're talking about my wife, I'm going to lay you out. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to punch you and knock you the fuck out. Bottom line. So that was one thing. The second thing is, if I'm on stage and you come up and you punch me, it's on and cracking. So we're going to be going, whatever it is. I don't care if we're on TV or not. I'm not going to let somebody just come up and hit me. But again, it was not a very sensitive joke. And I know they try to be funny on stuff like this, but that was not very insensitive. So let's see. We want to see if it's real. That's basically what we're asking. Did he really slap him? Was just something that was set up so it could create some kind of interest? Because they needed to bring something back to the Oscars. We're going to find out right now if it's real or fake. Personally, I'm in the middle, so I don't really know. So I'm hoping the cards are going to decide for me. Tony seems to think it was fixed. I know Michelle thinks it was real. I'm not sure what Monica thinks. My wife thinks that it was maybe fixed, but that then looked kind of real. So a lot of us in my team, which is Team Divino, and we have a bunch of us now, they also think different things. And let me let you know that from now on, you can go to different sites. We now have different social medias, and each one of my crew is running that's social media, so you can get real close to them, ask them questions, talk with them. But let's get back now to Will Smith and Chris Rock and the whole Jada Pinkett joke, and let's see what they say. So I'm going to shuffle the cards real quick. I need to open, so give me 1 second. It's going to take me a second here. So anyways, like I said, I hope you're starting to follow our channel. You can ask questions on any of our channels. You can, do private readings. If you want to get a private reading with me, you can do that. It costs you $25. But they're pretty in-depth. Like, they go about an hour. If it's the first time you're doing a reading, they probably go about 2 hours. Pretty informative. Kind of help you get back on track with your life. It's more than just, I think, a reading. It's more of a life lesson, a counseling thing to kind of get you to fall into the place where you're supposed to be so you can do better and be more success. All right, so hopefully you guys are going to get to see this and you'll enjoy it as much as I'm going to right now. Was a little scandalous on the Oscars, but like I said, sometimes you need that to boost up your viewings, because I'm sure that piqued tons of interest. Tons of stuff coming out on TikTok, tons of stuff coming up on YouTube, tons of stuff coming up on Instagram. You know how people are. You see something and you want to jump all over it. So why should we be different? We're going to jump all over it too and hopefully bring you some information. And then we'll see, because we're going to find out just how real it was or if it was fake. And I think it might be a little bit of both, but we'll find out. And one more. I'm not sure if I'm going to throw the whole card. I'm probably going to throw the circle just to find out, but we'll see. Here we go. Willard Carroll Smith II. Willard Carroll Smith II. Willard Carroll Smith II. Present and future visible for We Want to Know. And we want to know if what actually happened at the Oscars after the joke with Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett, if Will Smith responded out of really angry because he was angry that, the joke was made, or was this part of the scenario so that they can attract attention to the Oscars? And whatever's hidden behind black and the God and the Saints will reveal the answers to my questions. Here we go, guys. This should be pretty interesting. Excuse me, I haven't shaved. It's early in the morning right now. We're doing this. It's raining today, so we're not working. So, yeah. Now you know kind of a little bit about us. Here we go. First two cards coming out. Ooh. So it says at home, and so it says at home and alone. So in other words, things that have gone on with him at home alone, trying to make everything better and complete. It says no karma for what he did, but it does say a lot of burden on his back. I think that might be with family stuff. It says there's one obstacle. It says, and there's a lot of stress with that. It says relationship, upside down. So I think, there's a lot of things going on with that relationship. A lot of hurt and a lot of pain in that relationship. But again, some type of understanding and a higher level of trying to fix the situation. It says it's free to do whatever he wants, free to make choices. God's a little upside down with him. It talks about fruit on the tree, in other words, able to make money, always triumph in that area. It says always triumph. It talks about triumph going both ways. This guy can step on shit and still make money. It says when it comes to trabajo, it's talking about, lots of work for him. And it says, but there are things that have come to cut off his head. It says, money's still a big thing. Look at that. Tons of money. So nothing to worry about there. That's not a problem. So money's not a problem. It says it's the reconciliation part and the face-to-face that Will has, I guess, with Jada. And I'm sure they've come to some level of understanding between each other because they were in a dark place. But at this point, I think there's still not a complete reconciling. I think there's a point, and I don't know. It's hard to determine between people because I see a lot of different people in different readings. Some people would like you to be as understanding as you can be, and then some people want you to fight for them. And then there's a mixture of both where you need to kind of stand up for your wife and at the same time kind of give some kind of room. So it's really a gray area there, I think. As a man, if someone comes and talks shit to my wife, it's on. You made a mistake. But then your wife will say, oh, you're overreacting. So there's always that gray area that kind of sits. I don't know if this was a gray area. It says, no matter what, returning to money. It says, but something's about to come to an end. There's no brujeria on them or anything like that. But it does say, not depressed anymore. A woman who offers love till the death. So in other words, they're still married. And so she plans on being there forever, but things were just not good. There is opportunities for them to be more loving. It says cleaning wise, it's talking about them should do a cleanse. There's probably some negative energy around them. It says lovers. So I don't know if he has lovers or she has lovers, but it talks about there has been lovers. And it says that quickly, it says no new beginning. So far hasn't answered my question. And here we go. Here's another man that's upside down now over a woman. That's Jada. And then it talks about fear of loss. So it looks like the Fool. In this world, it looks like the Fool. So I think, here's what I think. And here's what's coming up in my cards. The Will, when this was all exposed, and I give him a lot of credit. I give him a ton of credit. To be a man and to expose the fact that your spouse or your wife is having an affair with someone else or sleeping with someone else, having sex with someone else, under your own roof or and you're in the next room, those things can be devastating. But I think it was man enough to understand that, the situation, I don't know if it warranted it, but it was just an entanglement that just hadn't revealed completely its face until then. And at that moment, it's kind of difficult. It says, in this world, he felt like he was humiliated in a sense. And I could see that. My wife came out and said, hey, I'm sleeping with someone else and you just don't do it for me and you're boring. I think that's kind of humiliating for any man. But I think that's part of the anger that he had. It says, and that's kind of what he took with him and put into effect. It says, it wasn't like he made a decision out of nowhere. It's just a decision that just kind of happened. And then it says, but he's discontent about it. It says, spiritually, he needs to be more defensive about himself. He's not angry at this moment, but there are things from the past. So a little bit of it may have been the reaction to scripting. It's kind of saying, I think initially it just kind of triggered him because that's a very sensitive issue. But I think there was talk about something maybe happening. It says he didn't want to be left just hanging there, not protecting her. And so I think it was just, it was kind of real. I think the response was kind of real. I think it's great for the ratings. And I think maybe they wanted something to happen. And that was kind of what triggered it. I think Will kind of went for it. So it's not good or bad at this moment. She is the mom of his children. And although the relationship is still fragile, I'd say, not completely strong. I mean, I think it's strong in the sense that they've maintained to keep their marriage together. I think that's just a ton of strength in that and tons of respect for wanting to work at building that marriage and building it back. But I also think that there's some weakness there with the physical part and the emotional part. It says, and the family is a little upside down. It says, she was very angry. So Jada was angry. That was kind of a low blow. It says, true love. What really is true love? I think that's kind of what's in the relationship. Is it? Yeah, go ahead.
So they kept them out of the loop and just kind of said, Chris Rock tried to see if he could.
I think they're trying to see if they could push buttons. Yeah, because that was a low blow. And to see if he would respond, and I guess he did. Why Chris Rock didn't respond back, I don't know, but that makes him a pussy. So, and I said it on camera. I don't give a fuck. It says things left incomplete. Those are a lot of things kind of weird. Like I said, they may have had an idea that something was they wanted something to happen, but I don't think they knew it was going to be that. It says this helped him. So this actually kind of helped the relationship. The fact that any man sticks up for his wife, those are boner points. Come on, I think everybody knows that. Those are totally boner points. Even though she might be a little like, oh man, it's in public. But either way, when any man sticks up for his wife, those are totally boner points. There's nothing about magic here. There has been some discussions about it, some stuff. Nobody's interfering in the marriage right now. There's some hardship still left over, but they've kind of trying to block that out, move forward, trying to go down a different road. I give a lot of respect to people who can battle through that kind of stuff. Personally, I don't know if I could have handled that, but I think if the situation warranted itself to where my wife was sleeping with someone else because I was incapable or something, I think it would be a different understanding. Of course, not always acceptable, but you don't want the other person to cheat on you anyway, so you got to find some understanding. It says that there's something that's still hidden there. His children are a little bit upside down about that. Both of them, you can see both children there. And then it says their relationship, friendship, people around them, not a lot of opportunities. Maybe I'm sure it was discussed a lot. I'm sure there was some things that they're not happy about what happened. Especially when you're talking about somebody's problems or broken hearts or different things like that. It's saying a man, it says, is upside down, but celebrating. So in other words, you might be upside down because you did something in front of the TV, but at the same time, it's a celebration because you kind of took a stand for your wife, took a stand for people. I think a lot of people, they're going to judge no matter what. They're going to have comments no matter what. Maybe, he should have done something a ways back, a while back, but now he finally stood up, whether it was intentional or not. At this point, I see they wanted to push him into that. There's my card, and it says, and so with no delay that happened. It says, brought down to his knees. He's been brought down to his knees already to where he's been completely emotionally crushed, I think. And the guy's a genius. The guy's just one of the smartest actors I've ever seen. He's played a lot of different roles, and he's incredible in all of them. So you got to give him a lot of props. Jada, too. But personal life stuff shouldn't be out here like we're doing ourselves because, everybody deserves a privacy. They made it kind of public, so that's a little bit different, and they made it a topic. But for them, there's going to be fortune here down the road. Even though the sun's not shining right now, there's a big change coming. Could be a change of home as well, maybe a different outlook and stuff. But for right now, they're just trying to be patient with each other. She's standing better up on her feet, and they're both avoiding temptation. So there you go, guys. That's what I got out of it. I get that it looks like they wanted something to happen. Not them, not Will and Jada exactly. But I think the industry wanted something to happen, and they were poking to see if they could get a reaction, and I think they got it. And of course, it's going to bring attention to the Oscars and probably increase the ratings and all that kind of good stuff because everybody's like, oh shit, did you see that? So then everybody's going to tune in to see if anything else is going to happen. It was smart. And I think maybe Will might have known, but, and the fact that still bugs me is the fact that he walked up. If someone's going to talk shit about your wife, you're not going to go up and slap him. You're going to go up and you're going to punch him, probably lay him the fuck out. So, was part of it probably rehearsed? I think a little bit was, but I think definitely a show that Will stood up for his wife because you could see them after. Even I watched it to see what it looked like after someone made a comment about something and they were all laughing. So probably a rating grabber, but at the same time probably a chance for Will to stand up and show that he stuck up for his wife. And so that might have been a good thing. I think Will might have known a little bit. I think Jada might not have known. So there you go. All right. So there's a reading for Will Smith. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, we love you guys. Please check out all my social medias. Check us out. See what we got going on. If there's somebody you want me to read, feel free to send me a comment, and we'll read everybody you want to read. We'll start going through all these different celebrities and picking them apart. As of right now, though, I want to tell you guys I love you guys. Thanks for being here with me. And we'll get back to you again real soon, guys. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.